නිසි වේතන ලැබිය යුතුය කියන ඉල්ලීම නම් සාධාරණයි.
අත් වශයෙන්ම අපිට කිසිම අවශ්‍යතාවයක් නැහැ මේ වැඩ වර්ජනය එක දිගට පවත්වාගෙන යාමට.
ඊළඟට ආචාර්යවරයෙක් නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්.
Bringing you the very latest from across the nation and around the world. This is your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Punshani Edrisinghe. Let's start off with a look at your headlines.
Input of young entrepreneurs obtained for next year's budget. FUTA says it is ready to be flexible in order to reach a consensus if the president intervenes. Parliamentarian Karu Jayasuriya says he is committed to protecting the independence of the judiciary.
In local news, the Divinaguma draft bill was passed by the North Central, Sabaragamuwa and Southern Provincial Councils today.
The North Central Provincial Council convened today under the auspices of Chairman TMR Siripala. Even though the Divinaguma draft bill was to be taken up for debate today, former Chief Minister Bertie Premala Dissanayaka did not attend the council session. However, as there was a quorum, the draft bill was taken up for debate and was passed with a majority of 7 votes. 18 votes were cast in favour of the draft bill while 11 votes were cast against it. None of the councillors refrained from voting. The Divinaguma draft bill was taken up for debate in the Southern Provincial Council as well, with Deputy Chairman Chamili Vitanarachi in the chair. Chairman of the Council, Somansha Kodagoda, did not attend the Council session today. UNP Councillor Bandulal Bandarikoda expressed his opposition to the draft bill in this manner. However, the draft bill was approved by the Southern Provincial Council with a majority of 21 votes. 36 votes were cast in favour of the draft bill, while 15 votes were cast against it. The United National Party and the JVP voted against the bill. The Sabaragamuwa Provincial Council convened today with Chairman Kanchana Jayaratna presiding. The Divinaguma draft bill received 27 votes in favour, while 12 votes were cast against it. The UPFA and the Ceylon Workers' Congress voted for the draft bill, while the UNP voted against it.
The United National Party has reiterated that it would be unconstitutional to table the Divinaguma bill in Parliament without it being passed by the Northern Provincial Council as well. UNP parliamentarian Lakshman Kiriyala made this statement at a media briefing in Colombo today.
Speaking at this media briefing, MP Lakshman Kiriyala charged that the Divinaguma bill violates the 13th Amendment to the Constitution and goes against the concept of devolving power. What we are saying is that this cannot be passed without approval from the Northern Provincial Council. The government says that if the Northern Provincial Council does not exist, the governor can sign on behalf of the council. But the governor is a representative of the government. The 13th Amendment to the Constitution says that the council must pass it. If the government truly cares for the country and its unity, then the right method to do this would be to hold elections for the Northern Provincial Council and then discuss the matter with them. Only then will the unity of the country be safeguarded.
On to a story that made the headlines tonight. Now, a discussion was held with young entrepreneurs at Temple Trees today to obtain their input for the 2013 budget. President Mahinda Rajapaksa presided at this discussion. A group of young entrepreneurs, including the chairman of the Young Entrepreneurs Association, Rohana De Silva, participated in this discussion, which was also attended by Deputy Minister of Finance and Planning, Geethanjana Gunawardena, and President's Secretary, Lalit Wiratunga.
The Federation of University Teachers Association of FUTA says that they are prepared to be flexible with their demands in order to reach a consensus if the President intervenes to recommence negotiations. Chairman of FUTA, Dr. Nirmal Ranjit Devasiri, made this statement during a media briefing in Colombo today.
The Ceylon Mercantile, Mechanical and Common Workers Union pledged their support to the FUTA trade union action at today's media briefing.
නිසි වේතන ලැබිය යුතුය කියන ඉල්ලීම නම් සාධාරණයි.
The demand for a fair salary is reasonable, but saying that their salary is higher than someone else's is wrong. The politicians in Parliament should not regard this as a challenge. If the necessary intervention is made and their basic demands are taken into consideration, then I believe that they will be able to reach a compromise.
මේක නිශාකාට උනුත් එක්ක සාකච්ඡා කළා. කරුණු ආලා බේරලා. නිසි 50ක් මත. ඔවුන්ගේ පඩිල්ලීමයි ඔවුන්ගේ පොදු ඉල්ලීමයි. දෙකම ගැන. ඔවුන්ට පිළිගන්න පුළුවන් යම් කිසි සෑයීමට පත් වෙන තත්ත්වයක් අනුව සමතයක් ඇති කරවන්න.
The Ceylon Mercantile Mechanical and Common Workers Union donated a sum of 500,000 rupees in support of the trade union action being carried out by FUTA.
ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම අපිට කිසිම අවශ්‍යතාවයක් නැහැ මේ වැඩ වර්ජනය.
We have no intention of prolonging this trade union action. The President had said that we need to be flexible and not insist on a pound of flesh like Shylock. We are ready to be flexible. If the President is able to intervene in order to recommence negotiations which have been stalled, I don't believe that it would be difficult to reach a compromise in a couple of days.
විශේෂයෙන්ම එතුමාගෙන් ඉල්ලා සිටීමට කැමැති නැවතත් මේ යම්කිසි විදිහක අකර්මණ්‍ය වෙලා තිබෙන සාකච්ඡා වහාම ආරම්භ කිරීමට එතුමාගේ මැදිහත් වීම ලැබුණොත් අපිට මං හිතන්නේ දින කීපයක් තුල මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් එකඟතාවයකට පැමිණීම අපහසු නැහැ.
The Minister of Higher Education has accused you of staying away from discussions.
නෑ ඒක සම්පූර්ණ ඒක මං හිතන්නේ එතුමා මොන පදනමක් උඩ එසේ කරනවාද කියලා දන්නේ නැහැ.
No, I don't know on what basis he is making this statement. No arrangements have been made. Someone like Basil Rajapaksa who held talks could respond to it.
මෙහෙවන බැසිල් රාජපක්ෂ මහත්මයා ලවා එවැනි ප්‍රකාශයක් කරවන්න මං හිතන්නේ එතුමා පිළිතුරු දෙය සඳහා.
Meanwhile, the University Teachers Union of the Kalaniya University staged a demonstration today. The demonstration commenced inside the university premises and proceeded to the main entrance of the university. The demonstration was held to protest against a threatening phone call the chairman of the union had received from an anonymous caller.
අපේ ආචාර්ය සංගමේ සභාපතිතුමාට ඊයේ දවසේත් අද දිනේත් මරණීය තර්ජන එල්ල කරමින් නිර්නාමික දුරකථන පණිවිඩ ලැබෙනවා.
The chairman of our union received death threats over the phone both yesterday and today. 2 students died recently. A university lecturer could be next. This is a very serious situation. We need to tell the general public that our trade union action is not aimed at destabilizing the education of our youth. We are fighting to ensure their rights.
මේ දරුවන්ගේ අනාගත අධ්‍යාපන අයිතිය තහවුරු කරන ක්‍රියාමාර්ගයක අපි යෙදෙන්නේ.
Meanwhile, the inter-university free students held a public awareness campaign opposite the Fort railway station today, drawing attention to the trade union action being carried out by FUTA.
The universities have been closed for more than 3 months due to the chaos caused by the lecturers. Even they use the free education system. Haven't your parents told you about the efforts they put in when you were studying? 6% of GDP for education has become a joke in this country. They have an ulterior motive of increasing their wages.
Meanwhile, Minister of Higher Education SP Disanayake called on the chief prelates of the Malwatu and Askeri chapters this morning. According to the minister, the chief prelates discussed about the measures that are being taken to end the trade union action at the university teachers. According to the minister, the chief prelates discussed the measures that are being taken to end the trade union action of the university teachers. The chief prelates had reiterated that everyone should work together in order to solve the current crisis. According to the Ministry of Higher Education, the minister met the Anunayaka of the Askeri chapter, the Most Venerable Galagama Attadase Thera, who represented the chief prelate.
You're watching News First. Up next is Action TV.
The new principal of Vidyaloka Vidyalaya in Gaul, who took up office on Monday in accordance with the appointment given by the Public Service Commission, returned to work today. He reported to work following a notice issued by the National Schools Education Director. Incidentally, this same director previously ordered the principal not to report to work till next Monday. As per the orders of this director, the deputy principal of the school, who allowed outsiders to enter the college and set a bad example to the students, was vested with the responsibility of overseeing activities at the school yesterday. The acting principal had handed over the reins of the school to this particular individual last Friday, despite there being a senior deputy principal serving at the school. The teachers and management committee meetings of the Vidyaloka Vidyalaya were held today under the auspices of the duly appointed principal, and a number of decisions which would lead to the reopening of the school on Monday were reached at the meetings. The views the duly appointed principal has about the incident that took place on Monday will serve the school well.
This is a good opportunity to obtain an understanding about our students. The children have also been misled. I believe that the students will understand what is right. That is a characteristic of children.
The Secretary to the Ministry of Education suspended the former acting principal on the 28th of last month as per the instructions of the Public Service Commission. The suspension was made as this individual remained as the principal of the school, disregarding the order of the Public Service Commission to step down on the 31st of May. This goes to show that many political attempts to confirm this person as the principal of the school over the past 4 months failed due to the President's adherence to good governance practices.
I went to the Public Service Commission and discussed this matter. I even telephoned the President and asked him if this transfer could be stopped. The President said that this is a decision taken by an independent commission and that he couldn't intervene.
Meanwhile, the officer who functioned as the acting principal of the Amar Surya Vidyalaya in Meepawala reported to the Southern Province Education Office today. The Provincial Education Director had instructed him to commence work at the office from tomorrow. Meanwhile, the individual who was duly appointed to the post of principal at the Wembari Girls High School in Jaffna by the Public Service Commission has also been able to take up his office after a lapse of 4 months.
UNP parliamentarian Karu Jayasuriya says that politicization is the main reason for the breakdown of good governance in the country. He expressed this view at a media briefing in Colombo today.
Anarchy is everywhere when the government destroys the fundamentals of democracy, politicizes the operations of the state and interferes in the judiciary. This breakdown cannot be prevented. If life in this country is to improve, if good governance is to be established, then the all-powerful executive presidency and the 18th Amendment must be changed. At this time, we would like to pledge our support to all those in the judiciary by reiterating that if any programs are implemented that affect the independence of the judiciary, then we will stand against it.
Senior Minister for International Monetary Cooperation, Dr. Sarath Amanugama, says that this is a time when Sri Lanka needs friends in the European Union. He made this statement during an event in Colombo today to celebrate the National Day of Croatia.
The Consul for Croatia, Tilak de Soiza, Governor of the Central Bank Ajit Niwad Cabral, and representatives of various foreign missions in Sri Lanka were among those who attended the event.
Croatia is now on the verge of joining the European Union. This is a time when we need friends in the European Union, and I think the addition of Croatia to the groupings of our friends within the European Union will be most welcome by most people in Sri Lanka. We look forward to working with Croatia to perhaps enter the European market, which has been made somewhat difficult by recent decisions of the European Union. For all these reasons, I think we should be very happy that our links with Croatia, some of it sentimental, some of it economic, should grow